We learned about noun in my previous video. Now today we will learn what is a pronoun. What is a pronoun? A pronoun is a word that is used in the place of a noun. Generally, it substitutes the noun to avoid repetition. So, a pronoun is often used because the person or thing has been mentioned earlier. For example, Sam is a very kind boy. Now, in the next line, we are saying he shares his toys with his friend. Here, we replaced Sam with he. So, he is pronoun. There are different types of pronoun. Let's see which are those. Personal pronoun, relative pronoun, possessive pronoun, reciprocal pronoun, reflexive pronoun, intensive pronoun, demonstrative pronoun, interrogative pronoun, and indefinite pronoun. So in total, 9 main categories of pronoun. Let's understand each one in little bit detail. A personal pronoun. It refers to a speaker. It is typically used to refer to a speaker or to the people or things that a speaker is referring to. Personal pronouns are pronouns that are associated primarily with a particular grammatical person, which we learned already, like first person, second person, or third person. Personal pronouns are not limited to people and can also refer to animals and objects. Let's see some examples. We will have lots of fun there. So here we is personal pronoun. I am going to Maya's party today. Now in this sentence, I will be personal pronoun. Next one is relative pronoun. A relative pronoun is a word that is used to connect an independent clause to a relative clause. Relative pronouns are meant to provide more information about the subject. That could be noun or pronoun it relates to. Now, what is a relative clause, which we talked about? A relative clause is also known as dependent clause, which means that it can't stand by itself as a complete sentence. Words such as who, that, what, these all introduce a relative clause. Let's see some example. She does not want to eat a meal that is too spicy. So here, that is relative pronoun because it is introducing a relative clause. Ram was the only student who knew the right answer. So the relative clause is knew the right answer and the relative pronoun is who. Now we'll talk about possessive pronoun. As the name suggests, a possessive pronoun is a pronoun that is used to express ownership or possession like mine, yours, hers, his, its, theirs, our, yours, theirs, etc. A possessive pronoun represents a noun and also tells us who owns it. Generally, it answers the question whose. For example, this pencil box is mine. Here, whose pencil box is this? It is mine. So mine is possessive pronoun. Their mother gets along well with yours. So here we have two possessive pronouns. One is their and the other one is yours. The next one is reciprocal pronoun. A reciprocal pronoun is a pronoun that expresses a mutual relationship. Putting it in another way, reciprocal pronouns refers to a situation where someone or something performs an action on others and receives the same action in return. Anytime something is done or given in return, reciprocal pronouns are used. The same is true anytime mutual action is expressed. There are basically two reciprocal pronouns, each other and one another. They were not able to see each other. Here, both the parties were not able to see each other. So each other is reciprocal pronoun. The elephants stood close together in order to protect one another. So here one another is reciprocal pronoun. What is a reflexive pronoun? We use a reflexive pronoun when we want to refer back to the subject of the sentence or clause. A reflexive pronoun is used to denote that an action is done and received by the same subject. It reflects the action on itself and does not involve another object. In a nutshell, a reflexive pronoun points out that the doer and the receiver of the action are one and the same in a sentence. For example, here is the personal pronoun list and its reflexive pronoun. For example, the reflexive pronoun of I would be myself. She would be herself. And for it would be itself. For example, I saw myself in the mirror. John sent himself a copy. So, the doer and the receiver is same. And the reflexive pronouns would be myself and himself. Let's understand about intensive pronoun. An intensive pronoun is a pronoun that refers back to the subject of a sentence in order to emphasize it. For example, the student himself made the project. Here, we are emphasizing that the student has himself made the project. But sometimes we get confused between reflexive and intensive pronouns, as both end with self or selves. Let's understand the difference with an example. Rajat made himself coffee. Here himself is reflexive pronoun. Without this, it would be impossible for the reader to know who Rajat made coffee for. Now, in the next example, that is Rajat made coffee for Ram himself. Here himself is used as an intensive pronoun. Let's understand how. The reader would be able to understand complete sentence meaning even without this pronoun. But it serves to add emphasis. Here emphasis is that Rajat had made coffee by himself for Ram. The next one is demonstrative pronoun. A demonstrative pronoun points to something specific in a sentence, which is near in distance or time. For example, this or these. Or it could be far in distance or time. For example, that or those. Some of the examples of demonstrative pronouns are this, that, those, these, such, neither. That looks like the car I used to drive. Here, that is demonstrative pronoun. Are those your shoes? In this sentence, those is demonstrative pronoun. Let's talk about an interrogative pronoun. An interrogative pronoun is a pronoun used to ask a question. What, which, who, whom, and whose are the 5 main interrogative pronouns in the English language. In some cases, interrogative pronouns take on the suffix, for example, ever. A few can also take on the old-fashioned suffix so ever, which is now rarely seen in writing these days. For example, whatever, whatsoever, whenever, right? Usually an interrogative pronoun is the first word in an interrogative sentence, which always ends in a question mark. Let's see example. Who built this cow shed? Here it's a question. And who is interrogative pronoun? A sentence that is using an interrogative pronoun to ask an indirect question may not end in a question mark. For example, she asked us what we wanted for lunch. Here, what is an interrogative pronoun? Let's talk about our last type of pronoun, that is indefinite. An indefinite pronoun is a pronoun that doesn't specifically identify what it is referring to. We use indefinite pronouns to refer to people or things without saying exactly who or what they are. For example, everyone, nobody, someone, etc. Let's see its usage in a sentence. Everybody reached here on time. Here everybody is an indefinite pronoun. Nothing happened yesterday. So here nothing is an indefinite pronoun. I hope now you are clear about the concept of pronouns and its type. If you like the video, please subscribe the channel Kids Funzy Laugh and Learn and keep watching. Thank you.